Now, she is Britain's most successful female solo artist. She has sold nearly 70 million records worldwide. She has a CBE, and she was John Lennon's favourite singer.
Here's the one and only Petula Clark performing in her 60s heyday.
The light's so much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. To go downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. Don't find a place for you downtown. Everything's waiting for you downtown.
And she is the legend that is Petula Clark, with the man who penned a lot of her most famous hits, including Downtown, Tony Hatch. This is a bit of television history to have you both here today. It's lovely to have you here.
It's great.
So, where did you two both meet? This was in the early 60s, I think, wasn't it?
This was at Pi Records. Petula was already there making hits, and I assisted on her some of those early records.
Well, the French things.
Yes, and I did those. But then Petula's record producer at the time then said, would I like to take over? And that was 1962.
And so when did you write Downtown?
1964.
Yeah, and the Downtown is actually in New York,
Well,
Manhattan.
I made a mistake. It was my first visit there, so I didn't realise that Times Square wasn't downtown. But, not officially, but it had the right feel for me.
Yeah.
And so I brought... I really hadn't finished the song. When I went to see Petula to rehearse with her and get some new material ready for a record...
It was in Paris.
Yeah.
I wasn't living in London.
And I played a few things to her, and she said, aren't you working on anything new yourself? And I said, well, I've got this little idea. And I hate playing unfinished things, you see. And all I had was the tune and where the word downtown came. And it was Petula who said... that could be fantastic with the...
so you spotted it, Petula?
Well, I just loved the tune right away, and I thought
Yeah.
Downtown was a great title, and so I said, well, let's do it, you know. Was it about 2 weeks later we were in the studios in London, and it was all done live, and Tony did the orchestration, the production, everything, and we thought it was a pretty good record. We didn't know it was a you know, world hit.
I mean, what exciting times then as well, because we had Gail Renard in the other day, who was part in Montreal, a young girl, looked after. She became great friends with John Lennon, and she was there for the bed-in. Went in to do an interview for a school magazine, and ended up being part of this whole incredible moment. And she said at the time, when she came in, she said, oh, and you were there as well? I
was there, yes. I went along to see John. I mean, it was a bed-in, so they were both in bed there, but I went along to have a chat with John. I didn't really know him that well. I had a bit of a problem, and I needed to talk to somebody who wasn't sort of involved in my stuff, you know. And
someone who would understand the business.
Exactly. And he was great. I won't tell you what the advice he gave me.
Okay. Although that's exactly what I'd like to know.
Yes, later. And I thought, oh, well, yeah, that's interesting. And we were just chatting away, and suddenly there were all these people coming in, and I didn't know what was going on, and they all started singing. I thought, well, this is quite nice, you know, and I just hung out with them. And there we were, recording Give Peace a Chance.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I'm on that record.
Yeah.
And he said you were his favourite female singer.
So it seems, yes. That's rather nice.
Fabulous.
It is.
Which was it Downtown that did it for him? I wonder what it was.
I don't know. Well, I sang a lot of Beatles songs as well,
of course.
you know. So maybe that's what it was. He was a sweet man. I liked him.
Well, here you are now with a brand new album. It's called Now and Then.
No, Then and Now.
Oh, sorry. Then and Now, beg your
Subtle
pardon.
point.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's difficult, I should imagine, with that huge catalogue of songs that you've sung in the past and new ones, because you're writing all the time, to choose what's going to go on there.
Very, very difficult. And we decided to go back as far as With All My Heart and Sailor and Romeo. We don't go back to Where Did My Snowman Go? But and then
that go? Where did my snowman go?
Where did my snowman? Where did my snowman? Where did my snowman go? Pretty bad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what a shame it's not on here.
And then we go through, of course, all the great Tony Hatch, Jackie Trent songs, and then we go through
in the subway.
Yeah,
Love that one.
and then things that I did in Memphis. There's actually a song which I've written called To Memphis, which is in which I play the piano.
In G flat.
In G flat. And songs that I did with the great Arif Mardin, and things that have not been released so far, and a lot of new things. So it's really a mixed bag.
This lovely.
And it's on the
Rose.
charts too, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone on the charts. Good.
Well,
La
so
Vie
it
en
should.
Rose. I love that one.
Which one?
La Vie en Rose.
Ah, yeah, yes.
Oh, that's
yes.
fabulous.
Yeah, I
Because
play
you're
the
singing.
piano on that.
Do
too.
you, clever
Yeah, I
old
do.
sausage?
Yes.
And the one to Memphis, the first person to hear that was Jane Russell. Is that
That's right. Yes, we were in Memphis. We were doing a charity show for the homeless of Memphis, and it was pouring with rain. And I had loved Memphis for many years, and I had a little time to myself, so I decided to write this thing. And we were in the lobby of the hotel, just sitting around thinking, when's this rain going to stop, you know? And Jane said to me, you know, what are you up to? Because I was scribbling away. I said, I'm just finishing this song called To Memphis. She said, oh, great. How does it go? So I sang it to her, you know, in the lobby of the hotel. She said, oh, love that, you know. So, yeah, the great
Jane
And you're
Russell.
going to
Jane
sing
Russell.
for us at the end of the show today.
Yeah.
I'm going to sing with Tony, yes.
What you going to do? A little medley?
A little
for us?
medley, yes.
Perfect.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
indeed for coming
Lovely
in.
to have you
Thank
both
Petula.
here.
Thank you.